Hey Fanta. Yeah. How do you feel about dystopian futures? Love them. Good. How do you feel about Bioshock? Pretty solid. Good. How do you feel about the Russians? They fucking terrify me. Welcome to Atomic Hearts, ladies and gentlemen, the new game from 4Divinity that takes heavy inspiration from the likes of Bioshock and Dishonored. But anyways, do you guys remember when I said this? Guys, I think it's finally happening. I think the gaming industry is finally turning back around and becoming actually good again. Well, I've been wrong before.
How titillating! Rebellious dominant men really turn me on.
Oh, I'll turn you on, all right. Just let me at you.
What a brute! Oh, I love tough guys! I'm on fire!
Yeah, this game is not good. I was looking forward to Atomic Hearts when I first saw the trailer with those cool-ass futuristic Russian robots. I thought that this game would be an evolution on the Bioshock formula, and possibly even revive the genre of story-driven FPS titles. But, if anything, Atomic Hearts is a regression in terms of gameplay. First off, the beginning 30 minutes of this game, you literally just walk around at the speed of a snail smoking weed while getting pointless exposition that you do not care about shoved down your throat in the most unnatural ways you've ever seen. On top of that, the main character is even more unlikable than this bitch, which I did not think was possible. And he insists on blurting out some stupid-ass comment every fucking time anyone says anything to him, causing me to almost quit the game before I even fired a goddamn weapon. Yeah, I straight up did not think it was possible to be more cringe than Frey, but 4Divinity has managed to pull it off. When you finally do make it through the ridiculously long intro section and get to play the game, you find out that it's actually less complex than Dishonored. A game that came out in 2012 and doesn't evolve on any of the formulas it draws from in any meaningful way. Seriously, everything this game does, Bioshock does 100 times better. The abilities are boring, the weapons are sluggish, and the movement system feels like it took inspiration from Oblivion or something. Like it's the opposite of smooth. The worst thing about this game for me though is definitely the dialogue. It's just embarrassing. The main character sounds like an edgelord 9-year-old boy who just learned curse words from an Eminem song and is flexing that shit at their friend's ice cream birthday party. Listen to this garbage right now.
I was only trying to make things easier for you.
You can make things easier by getting off my grill.
Yeah, it gets better at no point. The one and only thing that I can say is good about this game is it looks phenomenal. This game's graphical fidelity is honestly very impressive, and its futuristic take on the USSR is definitely an interesting setting. That being said, this game is a perfect study as to how unimportant graphics really are to the overall quality of a game, as even with its amazing visuals, I would rather get stung in the ass by a scorpion riding a giant bee than expose myself to even one more of this fucknugget's stupid quips. The dialogue is for sure the worst part of this game, but the gameplay is not much better. Don't get me wrong, it's about on par with Bioshock, like I said, but again, that game came out in 2007, and its combat does not hold up today. Not to mention, the game broke about 20 times just in the tutorial and wouldn't update objectives, meaning I had no clue what to do next, causing me to have to Google it and force the progression update by blind running to the next objective. The devs at 4Divinity stated that Atomic Heart was inspired by Bioshock, but I'm not convinced that any of them have ever even played it, considering they failed to draw out anything about Bioshock that made it special. People didn't play Bioshock for the combat, even back then. They played Doom for the combat. The main reason people played Bioshock was the story, lore, and incredible voice acting, all of which 4Divinity seemingly treated as secondary or even tertiary aspects of their design philosophy. I literally just completed the game, and I couldn't be bothered to remember anyone from it in a positive light. Well, except for Bazooka Grandma, she kinda funny. The main focus of this game is the gameplay, as we've established. So let's take a look at one of the wonderful objectives that this game presents us with. So, what we have to do here is ride this platform around to each of these points on the track and shock them with our talking glove to speed up the turbines below. Seems simple enough, right? Yeah, but let's see how fast the platforms move for you. Like, what the fuck is this? How retarded does one have to be to think creating this garbage was a good idea? On top of all the issues with the gameplay, story, and dialogue, the level design is boring and uninspired. The visuals get stale extremely fast, and the world itself, much like Forspoken's, feels empty and boring with next to no environmental storytelling to keep you interested in exploration. The game claims that it's open world, but it's not. It's zoned, just like BioShock, and honestly, if you're gonna make a game like that, you better make sure that the levels are interesting and rich with lore. Atomic Hearts fails completely at this, providing very little variation or interesting locations for the player to get immersed in. I don't see much of a reason, if any, to play this game. If you're looking for a story-driven FPS game, then just play the BioShock series. The story, voice acting, combat, level design, and lore are all way better than Atomic Heart. Not to mention you can buy the entire BioShock series for less than Atomic Heart. I played this shit for free on Game Pass, and I feel like I got ripped off. Someone explain that. This game feels like it would have been passable back in 2012, but in today's gaming landscape, Atomic Heart doesn't do anywhere near enough to form an identity that could be considered respectable and or worth your time. All in all, the terrible dialogue, generic gameplay, and lazy level design caused me to want to stop playing within the first hour. I didn't, for the sake of this video, but I definitely wanted to. I give Atomic Heart a hard 30%. Really underwhelming game that I don't see any reason to play. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate the support, and until next time, I'll be seeing you.